making sure that we're running healthy and all that. Stream health excellent. Very good. Very, very, very good. Should we pop up? There we go. We're here. We're live. Welcome everyone. It's time for some off-road challenge this time on the N64 quest here. I talked about last time, going forward for the rest of 1998, there's not a whole lot of real bad stuff. And I even said, hey, yeah, we're gonna go. I'm almost tempted to go with very easy right off the bat. Let's try regular easy mode. Not a lot of bad stuff. I will say there's a lot of sort of like average stuff. There's a lot of, I don't want to say get through it stuff, but there's stuff like this that is, I would be more forgiving of it if it was really early, because this is actually the quintessential example of a game like that. I'm just checking real quick. The controls pretty simple. Save configuration, and I assume this goes, yep, on the controller pack. I don't see what can really happen negatively if I fuck up on the first race, so we'll just start the circuit right away. And I know what I want to use. It's, according to the Nintendo Power, there's a little 2-page feature on this in Nintendo Power. The Banjo-Kazooie issue from June 98. There we go. Nope. Stupid. Can I just... This is the one I'm looking for, though, the Thunderbolt. According to Nintendo Power, it's the best rounded of all the trucks and whatnot are in this game. Trucks, buggies, and stuff like that. As always, you do auto transmission. So I've played this game before, a little bit, not like extensively, but you can kind of imagine it's basically cruising. It's cruising on dirt. It's a very midway racing game, especially one of the, I don't want to say like really early ones, because we are talking about mid-98 here, so it's not early, but basically I don't give this as much leeway when I talk. Oh my god, I just ran right the fuck over that thing, huh? I really am in a monster truck, Jesus Christ. I think last time I played this, I didn't really use this guy. I used more like the smaller one, so I can't really do that. Damn, though. This is cruising. This is basically what it is. Midway made the same racing game a bunch of times, and that's no big deal, really. Because you can do it with as many, different settings, different ways of making this. Hey, look, a road. You can do that as many times as you want, I guess, if you're midway. You don't really incur a lot of vitriol from people when you do stuff like that. What I do get a little bit frustrated with is the fact that they don't really improve on Cruis'n USA very much. It's not any. It's just not any different playing this versus Cruis'n USA. Oh, Jesus Christ, these fucking things. Yeah, as I say that, I realize some of the tracks are a little bit more like. There's a little bit more to them, like on the tracks themselves. Like there's these little barrels that explode on you and shit like that. But mostly you're playing cruising. You're not really playing a really intense like rally game. And there are rally games. I already played Top Gear Rally, which was really good. There's several rally games on the N64 though. This is not one of them though. This is an arcade racing game, and that's all it is. And boom, straight up. New hot driver. I guess that's me. I want to say that placing means you get to move on. And because I'm a child, I mean this is an arcade game. It's funny to me how little, I hope that comes up later, how little they really modified this from the arcade version. Like Midway got so lazy with these really early on. Like especially you notice it in Cruis'n USA, you notice it in this too. And you notice it in their fighting games that they barely changed, like even the menus. Look at the bottom left and bottom right. They still have the arcade buttons in there. They have the arcade inputs. steer to change. Yeah, steer is this control stick, guys. It's not a fucking steering wheel that's in front of me, and I don't have a gas pedal unless I use my steering wheel. Most people are not using that steering wheel. It's gonna be the A button. Like, come on. So this is one of the main upgrades on as far as this game goes. It's sort of a leftover from sort of the off-road. I don't want to call it the series, because this isn't necessarily the same thing, but you see right there with the sort of like upgrade thing at the end of it. That's a leftover from like Trade West's racing games, RC Pro-Am, and then they started making, you know, the one that this is kind of based off of, which is Ivan. Is it? Yes, Ivan Ironman Stewart's Super Off-Road, which is the game that you want to think that these games are when you start playing them. And I guess maybe I should use my Nitro this one, see if I can be a little bit less lackadaisical about my race, basically. If I actually use the Nitro, I'll probably do a little bit better, as long as it doesn't make me like crash into stuff. It'll kind of set me back a bit. But the thing that bugs me about games that call themselves off-road, and Midway, this is basically what Midway did. They also made, this is the, oh my god, that's the fucking cruising thing for you there. Yeah, an extra nitro, awesome. Went right through that rock formation. Yep, this is a Midway arcade game, alright. No regard for physics or, you know, fucking crop duster just flying across the sky about to crash. Yeah, I give it a little bit of credit for that. It's actually, it's pretty clever. It's very Midway racing game. That's what it is. A fucking covered wagon fucking me up in the middle of this town. Jesus Christ. And I just keep running over people like Hammerhead, like Hammerhead and Twisted Metal. Speaking of which, I was literally never able to use Hammerhead right in my entire life. I've never known what to do when I'm Hammerhead. God damn it, where is the fucking track? Oh my god. Why am I... Well, that's some bullshit right there. Alright. Oh god, another fucking plane just falling out of the sky. Alright, let's use our nitro again. How am I doing now? Still in 7th, but you wanna say that you're like picking up. Oh, it's the end. It's the end of the race. Never mind. What a finish. You fucked up. You fucked up bad, boy.
Let's race again.
Yeah. I know, right? We'll try again. So I wonder if they're not kicking me back to the start. This is the same one I just went on. By the way, excellent word art, Microsoft Word art on the fucking countdown, the race countdown there. Ready, set, go. It's like when you see memes nowadays that are just like mocking people using word art. It's so awful and so overdone, so old at this point. It's real. Apparently that happens every time you race this track. Not even be shy about using the nitro at this point. Just fucking boxes of dynamite on the side of the road to run into and not mess up your car at all. So when you think of the off-road series, like I said, this is not like strictly. If it was really the same exact off-road series, like meant to be a continuation of that, this would be made by Rare as opposed to being by Midway. But I think calling it Off-Road Challenge also implies that they're trying to continue that that lineage. This is a fucking haunted cemetery. I thought I was getting like messed up earlier when I was like, what is supposed to be so spooky about this when I drive through it? I just noticed that there are actually ghosts like flying across the fucking sky when you do it, like really crappy looking 2D texture ghosts. Oh, got one more nitro. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, almost fell off that bridge. I don't even know if that is staying on the bridge helps there. And I'm about to finish in third again. That's not bad. But yeah, the go back to the upgrade screen with the money and winnings things. After this, after I put in my ass.
Welcome to the top 10.
El Paso. But when you play off-road, this is exactly like what Rare did. They did this in RC Pro-Am, and they continue to do this with Super Off-Road and stuff. The up to the fantastic 4-player Super Off-Road type of game that they put on the NES, and a little bit on the Super Nintendo. The thing that really bugs me is that this game is actually I'm gonna do shocks so I don't get fucked up, and tires is good. That's really the ones that you want to do, it seems, to keep yourself, you know, when you go flying through the air, the shocks will help you soften the landing so you can keep going. And there's a lot of that, like, up and down. But the shame of it is that this is more like when they started to go away from the regular Super Off-Road thing, and this is more like the Super Nintendo incarnation that they called the Baja, which is when racing games started to be able to be more like a 3D, you know, oh, there's fucking UFOs and fighter jets. Oh my god! It's just fucking madness going on in the skies around. Alright, thank you. Hey look, a fucking tunnel. I wonder if this... Nope, that's not a shortcut at all. God damn you, Midway. So when they made a game called Super Off-Road the Baja, which is sort of that, like, I don't want to call it like a misdirection or anything like that, because when you have finally figured out the technological advances in video games that you need to make racing games that basically look like this, where you're behind the car, looking straight ahead, you don't need like oversimplified track, anything like that, you make them. That's what's gonna get you, like, to start standing out amongst the sort of racing genre. But when you go back to it, the Super Off-Road games, the top-down ones where you have like a ridiculously simple track and it's just a static screen and everyone's just like, you know, vying for first place, like across like 2-3 turns, trying to ram each other off the road, everything like that. Those games have aged extremely well, and this is still like a little bit too straightforward. I think the reason that I call this too straightforward is because I feel like I am playing Cruisin' USA. Like I said, this is not a rally game. This is not an off-road racing game. This is just a regular midway racing game with different types of vehicles. So, yeah, I came in second this time instead of third. That's awesome. So when you're playing Cruisin' USA, which is actually the second time I streamed, actually the first time I streamed on Twitch, I played Cruisin' USA. So it gives you an idea as to how long ago Cruisin' USA was, and you play another game that has a little bit of like superficial changes to it, like it's not a lot of 2D stuff, like the cars look like they're full 3D and everything, but now you look at it, like, this is a year and a half later, or more than a year and a half later. This is almost 2 years later. And as far as the feel, I'm gonna hold off, and I'm gonna wait to upgrade until I can upgrade the speed just a tiny bit. So, because that seems like the logical thing to do. I have shocks and tires and stuff up a little bit.
Ready, set.
So, ugly start. I don't know how to fucking start any different than that. Have they told me? Is there like an arcade Mario Kart style start where I can get a boost? Anything? So I give this game a little bit less credit than Cruisin' USA, just based on when they came out for the N64. Cruising USA, I know, rubbed a lot of people the wrong way when it came out because what they showed of Cruising USA before it came out and what we actually got on the system itself were much different. They kind of misled people by showing basically the arcade version. It said this is what it's going to look like. Off-Road Challenge. I actually watched Glenn Plant's review of it a couple days ago. Glenn Plant, excuse me, still fucking wolves howling in the distance. Amazing. Glenn Plant, still somebody I really look to a lot for like reviews and getting, you know, somebody else's opinion. Someone whose opinion I really trust on a lot of stuff. And he was actually saying that he let off his review of this saying that nobody knew this game was coming out. There was no hype, there was no like magazine coverage, there was no nothing like that, no advertising. Apparently they just kind of put this in stores. Maybe he speculated because they just wanted to get a game out and not let any kind of negative press coverage hurt their sales, even though you're hurting your sales by not advertising. I don't know. It's kind of a catch-22. Like, do we not advertise and not let anybody know the game's coming out, or do we make sure we don't get hurt? Will we get hurt more by negative reviews, or will we get hurt by nobody really knowing the game's coming out? It's weird. I would usually say the latter, honestly, because I don't know what it was like in the late 90s when Nintendo Power was around, but I don't know that people didn't necessarily always trust review scores, and I think it's people's trust in reviews has actually grown since then. That's the way it seems to me. I don't know. Cool. Wonder if we're gonna run through all the courses on this, because the only thing that's gonna keep me from moving on is if I don't place. No, how do I do this then? I gotta read there's only 4 pages of coverage in the Nintendo Power thing, and I don't know if they necessarily mentioned it. I didn't read that closely. They just had little rundowns on some of the tracks. But that's also another thing that bugs me about this game, and especially because you inevitably compare this to Cruising USA. At this point, Midway had only done, as far as these racing games, because I think Midway, I believe, published Top Gear Rally for Boss Game Studios, but Boss Game Studios made, you know, a much different game. It wasn't an arcade game beforehand. There's a lot of fucking potholes in here. It's bullshit. That's why this is going to be a tougher track. Let's use the nitro. Let's blast forward. There we go. But mostly, so Cruising USA was the only game that they published for the racing series kind of before this. Ah, God damn it. And so if I look at Cruising USA, I'm saying like, wow, they put a lot of tracks in Cruising USA. You know, it's the same type of tracks. They're all A to B. There's no circuits or nothing like that. Top Gear Rally has only 3 tracks, but they're all circuits, and they're actually fairly complicated tracks. They're long. They have a lot of strategy to them. I always like. I don't think I necessarily badmouth the tracks in Top Gear Rally. I would just only badmouth the lack of them. Like, I don't know what it is about N64 racing games, but especially those early ones, there was like no tracks in them. There might have been more. I might be mixing it up too much with MRC. MRC definitely only has 3 tracks. Top Gear Rally might have 4, but I know that it's one of those games that tried to make it about mirror track and everything, acting like it's different. It's not different. Put some more tracks in. 4th is enough to move on. Okay. Acceleration. It's good. Maybe it'll help me with my fucking ugly starts that I keep getting, apparently. Baja. Cool. So, on average, I'm placing 3rd in every race. Not bad. That wasn't an ugly start. Maybe it was because of my acceleration. Maybe it's because I started accelerating slightly later. Not trying to get a Mario Kart like boost out of it, because apparently that's not a thing. That's my best guess. Let's see if we can run. Oh, fuck you! We get back on track. Use the nitro. This is why this is the 6th track. Fuck you up early on. Oh yeah, this is when the shocks make a huge difference. Look at all these. Oh my god, I fucking murdered that guy. You heard him scream and everything. Oh, apparently he's fine. Alright, one more. Hopefully I'll pick up another nitro and get a little bit of space back. Yeah! Ran right into that tractor. Clear the way. Money! 40 grand. 40 grand just lying in the middle of the road. Nitro! Ah, damn it, not gonna get it. Yeah, if you better be upgrading your shocks by this race, especially for a fucking jump like that. Especially the tough part is with this, it's already a little bit tough to turn. I think that's kind of the point of a lot of them. You know, if the handling on the trucks isn't all that great, then you're gonna have a tough time like steering your way around a lot of the shit in the middle of the track. God damn you people! What is happening? Oh, I'll get this back. I'll get this back. One, get out of my way. Come on. There's literally nothing else I can do. I have no nitros. I have no nothing. No! Ah, photo finish. God damn it. It's right in front of me. I guess you can tell by the later ones, but this is actually kind of. I keep trying to get onto this point. Is that like? Oh, fuck you. Like 6 tracks, these are fairly decent tracks. I don't have any complaints about them. I mean, they're not even necessarily that samey. I think I used to think that the tracks in this game were like way too similar. I think the first 2, it was tough to tell the difference for sure. Maybe as I'm going along, I start to notice little things that it has. Like this track has, like I said, a lot more of the smaller jumps that you really need your shocks to be up to snuff for. But still, Cruisin' USA's tracks, there's so many more of them, and they're so much more diverse that like, nice job, buddy. I think that game, I give it a lot more credit for that, basically. My issue is that you shouldn't be going down in the number of tracks, and there's 3 hidden tracks. But that still only brings up the number to 9, and I think Cruisin' USA, I want to say, has more than 10 tracks. I'm forgetting, because you do all the tracks, and you basically finish the game in under an hour, but you still run through all the tracks. You start in San Francisco, and you end up in DC, and DC is the last track. And I could swear, there's like a dozen tracks in it, I think. There's still only 9 in this one. They're all the same length, and like I said, they're a bit more samey. Like, you know, you can only do so much with all dirt tracks and basically a dirt. I mean, I say you can only do so much, but I keep bringing up Top Gear Rally. Top Gear Rally only had so many tracks, but they're all pretty different. You had the beach track, you had the. I'm gonna finish 4th. Awesome. You had the beach track, the mountain track, and the jungle track. There was a jungle one. It was really cool. So yeah, if there's only going to be so many, I expect a little bit more diversity. I think that's all. And where the hell am I going? Oh, okay. So now we're starting on the hidden tracks, because Mojave is the hidden one. Mojave. Yeah. Let's see what else. Cool. All right, let's keep going. Oh, alright. So now it's 3rd. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's a good start. So yeah, now I have to finish in third. Now, I guess they're gonna move it up every time I improve on something. This looks like a straightaway. Let's keep moving. She just had the fucking cab of my truck just sheared clear off the body with the way that I hit the top of that cave. It's like driving a 14-foot trailer over a 13-foot underpass. It's not gonna end well. Clean, shear, clean off. Alright, let's try one more time. Alright. Ooh, look at that. Wait, is this the first one or is this the hidden one? Because now it's starting to look like this is actually what I was saying, is like I don't even know anymore. Is this the one I've already raced? This is the first one. So what am I thinking of? I'm gonna have to check what the hidden tracks are then. Because I don't know. I don't have the ability to discern which ones are, like, these aren't this isn't I don't follow really any type of racing, but this is definitely not the type of racing that I'm really familiar with. So every game that takes place on dirt works the word Baja into it somehow. Like I said, Super Off-Road, the Baja. You also have Baja Edge of Control, or whatever it's called. No, it's a checkpoint. Alright, it's fine. See? And I'll blow right by you, sons of bitches. Is that for some fucking trailer park? Yeah. Move. Third? Ah, how are you in front of me? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. No. No. First place. Haha, suck a dick. That is some good pixelated booty right there. That's so blurry. Alright. Cool.
Welcome to the top 10.
Still only in... Oh, okay, that was my one from before, so yeah, this is definitely just playing the first track again. Sixth place on the leaderboard. Awesome. Let's save that. Alright,
Keep up your drive.
you know, let's get that speed up and do the shocks a little bit more. And then I'm going to save. I'm going to save this and see what else I can do with it. I'm gonna do another stream. I feel like the best way to do it is to use the different trucks. Definitely do the different tracks, the 3 other tracks that are in this game, to bring it up to the total 9. So race all the different tracks, do all the different trucks, do everything like that. That'll be the next stream I do. This is really, you know, there's a bunch of games that are like this. There's gonna be, I already did Cruising USA, I do this. I've done Rush too, don't forget about Rush. And then what else is there? This California Speed is gonna be coming up at some point. That's just a cruising game. Cruising Worlds, Cruising Exotica, 2 more Rush games. You know, midway racing games. There's a lot of them. They're all, everything in the same series is like the other games in the series. They get better. Off-Road Challenge doesn't have a direct sequel on the 64, but this would basically become the Thunder series, and there's an Off-Road Thunder, which is on the Midway Arcade Treasures 3, and that would keep going, and that would be Hydro Thunder would be in there too. And that's coming up. That's another Midway game, you know. There's so many Midway racing games. I'll get to all of them. Don't have to kill myself going crazy on every single one of them. But definitely another stream for this one coming up to show off all the different trucks and vehicles. But this is... It's alright. You know, like I said, there's a million of them. And you don't have to commit to this one. There's better ones. But there's worse racing games on this system too. And I'm going to stop talking. And that's it. I'll catch y'all next time. Thank you very much for watching.